Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday. Here it's already, I'm in China now, in Fushan. I'm going on the way to one of the factories, but you know, Torah is more important than anything, and learning together is very important. So we're going to have anyway a short shiur on my way to one of the factories here in China. 12 meraglim sounds ridiculous. Who sends 12 spies? You send one spy, two spies. We see in the Haftorah, Yeshua sent 2 spies, and they were almost caught. If Rachav didn't hide them, they would have caught them. And 12, and then they're not called meraglim. We call them meraglim because Moshe Rabbeinu is sending them latur et haaretz, to tour the land. And we have to understand, we're talking here about the best people, Nesiei Israel, and Al Pi Hashem, they were chosen by God, which is also a puzzle, because it looks like in our parashat that God is the one who's ordering Moshe Rabbeinu to send them. And when we go in the second time that is mentioned, the parashat meraglim, we see that the idea was the idea of the people, and they approached Moshe Rabbeinu to spy the land. And we saw the whole different story there. So what's happening here? First of all, we have to understand one point. We talked about it last week. Al Pi Hashem yachanu, Al Pi Hashem yisau. Everything is being done by God, and we have to do everything by God, and God, He controls everything. Because what we see in our parasha is after they regret the sin of crying and don't want to go into the country Eretz Zavat Chalav Udvash because of the meraglim, because of the spies, they want to go, and what happens is terrible. And Moshe Rabbeinu tells them, don't go. God is not with you. You cannot go. That's not the... But as we all know, that after they decide to go, they are being punished. And the answer is very simple. Al Pi Hashem. You don't decide what God wants. God tells you something, you do what He tells you. Even if it is a mitzvah and God tells you now not to do it, you don't do it. So when God ordered you to go into Eretz Israel, it was yesterday. Now God tells you you're not going in. So who are you to decide to go in? But let's put this on the side and talk about the 12 meraglim. How is it that those 12 presidents, princes, the greatest people in the nation, chosen by God, Al Pi Hashem, are doing this terrible thing and talking badly on Eretz Israel? And the answer is, first of all, a very simple answer. We all are close to ourselves, and we see it, and unfortunately, recently, very badly, how the politicians behave, like, in order to keep their seat, in order to do whatever they want, to have their own opinion being said, they do terrible thing. Look at the poison they are taking out, the shon hara, this dirty speaking, and all the things that we see, and it's unbelievable. And all this they do for what? For the chair, for the position. But that's exactly, unfortunately, the case. The same way it was with the meraglim. Yes, they were the top people, but they were spiritual people, and they realized that when they go into Eretz Israel, they said Eretz Ochelet Yoshvea. What they meant is convincing themselves that from the point of view of morality, of ideology, of holiness, this land, Eretz Israel, is dirty, is rotten, is sinners everywhere. It's not a good environment to raise up, let's say, Jewish kids. And God Himself says, that in Egypt there were among impure people, among corruption and all the other stuff. And here in Eretz Israel, the Rashi says it's even worse. Like it's a very bad place from the point of view of holiness, of spirituality. It's a very, let's say, corrupt place. And shei midot, no midot. That's what the meraglim say, and that's what they see. But the point is, you know, at your level, you understand if God's sending you, He's sending you for a good purpose. And the idea is very simple. For example, somebody, he wants to buy a house. He's got a lot of money, and he takes an agent and says, you find me the best house you can. Eventually, after looking and looking, finds the house. This house was closed for quite a few years because they had a row on the Yerusha, and didn't get into agreement, and recently, Baruch Hashem, they got an agreement, and the house was on the market. The problem is that the minute you open the door of the house, because it was shut down for many, many years, this was a very bad smell. Like everything was like, it wasn't, you could puke from the smell. And this guy says, well, I told you I've got no problem with money, and this is what you give me? Look at this thing. He says, 1 minute. Let's open the doors, the windows, and you see the air coming in. And that's what was. After opening the windows and everything, the air came in, and wow, an unbelievable house. And this is exactly what Eretz Israel was. Eretz Israel was waiting for Am Yisrael to come. It was shut down from holiness for many, many years. It was really with a bad environment, corrupt people and sinners, and the smell was very, very bad. But this is because it was waiting for Am Yisrael to open the doors and the windows, and to the fresh air of holiness come in, the spirituality of Am Yisrael coming in. And this is what the Meraglim didn't want to understand, because they were afraid. Now that we're going to Eretz Israel, everything is going to change, because here in Eretz Israel, we're talking about a whole different environment. This is not the manna that comes from heaven and the treatment of God and this high spirituality, this high holiness, and people had clothes that were not wearing out, and so many beautiful things. Even the air was beautiful. They were protected from all sides by the clouds, and now it's going to change. Now they have to go to work to provide the families, and this provides, because of this, it means that the leadership has to be changed from a holy spiritual people to people that can rule the nation and show them the physical side of the world, which is, by the way, why we're here in this world. This is Olam HaMaaseh. This is a world that we have to do things from the physical point of view, but of course involved with the spiritual thing, because the idea is to combine, to take together the spiritual side with the physical side. And when we do this, this is our job. And this is exactly what we had to do when we come to Eretz Israel, to come and purify the air of Eretz Israel and put the holiness of the Torah in, and then Uba Letzion Goel. But because in their subconscious they were thinking about losing their job, they saw the things the way they wanted them to see, which is, by the way, the end of the parashat, the mitzvah of tzitzit, which is against all of this. You should not go after your heart and your eyes. And here again is a very interesting question. What does it mean you don't go after your heart and your eyes? First of all, the eyes see it, then you want it. Well, what does it mean, first of all, the heart? What does the heart to do with it? If you don't see it, what's the heart going to want? But that's exactly the point. A lot of things in life all starts from the heart that wants them. And it's the same way with the Meraglim. They wanted their job, they wanted their chair, they wanted the political status to stay the same. And because of this, their heart didn't let them see the right picture. They saw what they wanted to see. And this is exactly, to fix it, is what the tzitzit comes, says, you don't go after your heart, because your heart will lead you to a bad position and see what you shouldn't see, or you should not, or let's say that you should not see, and translate it the way your heart wants it. In other words, the heart is in control of what the eye see. And if you purify your heart, then you will see pure things, you see the good things. And this is again to fix the sin of the Meraglim. So when we look, how couldn't they see all those miracles happening around them? 12 people going in the Haftorah, we see 2 people and they're getting caught. And the miracles happening around them, nobody sees them, nobody touches them. They said they were burying people or whatever it is. You see the miracles. But as we said, the minute the heart is in a different place, you see what you want to see. And also, who asks you to give an explanation of what you see? You were sent to tour the land. The point is here, what is the difference between to tour to spy? It's a very simple difference. When you go to tour a place, you're looking for the good things, for the nice things. When you go to spy, you're looking about the bad things. And this is exactly what the Meraglim did. And for example, we see this happening here and there also today. You have to understand, anybody who talks badly on Eretz Israel, it doesn't matter who he is and at what position he is. If you talk badly on Eretz Israel, you're in a problem, you're in Chet HaMeraglim. For example, a family wants to move on to Eretz Israel, and in order to do this, they send the head of the family, the father, to go and tour the land. The same way as the Meraglim were from all the tribes. You couldn't send from each family the father or the mother to check what it's all about. So they send the head of the tribe, let's say the best people in the one of the best people of the tribe, to go and look and how good Eretz Israel is and choose the right place where they can settle and see the nice thing and come back and tell them Eretz Zavat Chalav Udvash. Unfortunately, we know what they saw and what they said. And the same thing happens when this guy, he came to Eretz Israel to see if they can do Aliyah. Unfortunately, we all know it's not very easy from the point of view of Parnasa and the cost of living and the prices of the flats. And he came. Now, he in the state, he had a beautiful home with a swimming pool, with all the facilities and everything, and a nice car. And when he comes here, he realizes that the only thing he can get is a small apartment. And Parnasa is also quite a problem. It's not the same as in the States. So he comes back and he tells the family, sorry, Eretz Ochelet Yoshpea, this land is not for us. It eats the people. No Parnasa, no flats, no thing, no that. That's the wrong way to look at things. We all know, Baruch Hashem, we live with a lot of Olim Chadashim. We live with a lot of people that came from abroad. My wife's family came from good life, from England, and in our community, for example, there are a lot of people, families that came from the States, from Canada, from South Africa, from a lot of good places that had everything there, and they left everything to come to Eretz Israel, and Baruch Hashem. In other words, it is the point of how you see things and where your heart goes, and this is what you see. And this is the Chet of Meraglim. We have to understand and realize, even though in our times now, it looks like, what's going on here? Look, terrible things happening around. Still, we have to look at the bright side and understand and realize that God is with us, whatever it is. And if God promised us Eretz Zavat Chalav Udvash, this is Eretz Zavat Chalav Udvash. There's only one problem. We have to fix ourselves and stop around with each other and make sure to love each other. And each one has to do his own way with his own environment, small environment, a family, friends. Show them the right way, show them the nice things of life, show them the nice thing of Israel. And you know, if we look around, we see Torah in Eretz Israel today was never like it. From the other side, we see that people fighting against those who learn Torah, which is terrible. We have to understand and realize our power is the Torah. And we have to go of what God tells us to do. And this is exactly the point, to see the good things in Eretz Israel and find them and go with them. And of course, everything is involved with the Torah. And the basic of everything, as we say in the last few weeks, again and again and again, the base of everything is to understand that we are one nation, one people. We are one, and we have to combine our forces together. And when we combine our forces together and stop spreading hatred and spread love, God will see it, and God will bring the redemption. God will lead the Geulah. All the best, and don't forget, Eretz Israel is a beautiful place to live, even though not always it looks like it in our eyes. But put it in your heart, and you will see the right things. All the best.